Okay.
In Louisiana and Philando Castile here in Falcon Heights last week, and they began at the governor's mansion on in St. Paul last night at 7 o'clock. Slavic joins us live.
As maybe about a dozen protesters still outside the governor's mansion this morning. Obviously, yesterday it was a much different scene. Members showed up for a 7 o'clock peaceful rally. The group switched locations, and in the hours that followed, it led to some tense moments. State 94. Their purpose: call attention to the officer-involved shooting death of Philando Castile.
I have a stepson who's a person of color, and
miles of 94 between downtown St. Paul.
We don't care. We're here fighting. It's time to make a stand. We're going to make a stand. We're going to be able to go to the world and let them know we're tired.
For more than 4 hours. Around 10 o'clock, police released smoke bombs to disperse the crowds, though most continued to stay. Over the demonstration, our cameras captured protesters throwing several items at officers: glass bottles and rocks, even a metal bar from a nearby construction site. Help from other law enforcement after he appears to be injured. In all, 21 officers. Police Yet there were tense moments when police used pepper spray to back up the crowd. Officers again used smoke bombs to force by midnight, dozens were taken into custody. Hundreds of continue their protests.
I'm being arrested for an unjust cause.
Around 2 o'clock, another group tried to re-enter the freeway. Officers wouldn't allow it. 52 people were arrested near Dale and Grand. Over the course of the demonstration, more than 100 people were taken into custody. And we are hearing that today will be another day of protest. There is one scheduled for this afternoon outside the St. Anthony Police Department, and after speaking to some people here today camped outside the governor's mansion, they say they will be back this evening.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much.
Okay. Now we're straight. Okay, excuse me for the small interruption, technical problem. I'm Hassan Rashid, and this is your Human Service News and Information, your weekly version of, bi-monthly version of your Human Service News and Information. It's excellent being here with you, and it's such a great achievement to come into your lives like we do here at CCTV daily. Okay, one more thing. I must greet you and give you a proper greeting, and that is a greeting of peace. Peace be unto you, everybody out there in our viewers base. Okay, as you gather from the video, it's been the last couple of weeks, early July. Has been quite a time here in North America, more specific in the United States. There's a lot of things going on, and that was just part of it. The scene, I don't know if you want to call it a riot scene, but it was a demonstration scene. And as you notice, the demonstrators were anti-generational and interracial. It just racial. It just wasn't one racial group. Mostly, but there was some everybody out there protesting. And when that happens, you know there's a serious crisis going on. There's a serious crisis problem, and that is the shooting of people. That's shooting on both sides of the fence, from law enforcement and from the general public. Okay, we'll put it that way. The law enforcement agents have been killing, and some people feel that it's been of a disproportional nature. There are more law enforcement killings than vice versa. There are more police killing citizens than citizens killing police. Okay, we're going to try to get into that a little bit with a few more videos, but first I'd like to once again send my condolences out to all those who have been victims of this unnatural catastrophe and disasters that's transpiring all over the United States. And that's on both sides of the fence, law enforcement and the public at large. Okay, so I send out my condolences and deepest sympathies to the families, friends, etc. of all those different community elements, the law enforcement and the people at large. Okay, that opening video was just another depiction of I think this is what happened with crowds of people in Minnesota. Okay, we're going to try to move on to I don't want to do too much talking today. I just want to show you, give you a little insight into what's been happening throughout the country so far this summer, and we don't know if it's going to continue, it's going to slacken up, or whether it's going to get worse. But we're going to share these videos with you. And but first, I'd like to tell you, it's hot out there, and you know this is summer, typical summer. It can't get any worse, or it can't get any better than this. This is July 13th, 2016, and the sun is out. Okay. If you know it's hot, and if you like to cool off, I'm going to share some places where you can go and really cool off and enjoy some of the summer weather and enjoy some of the benefits of the summer weather. And I'm talking about fruits, vegetables, produce at Cambridge's Farmers Market. That's the place to be in all this heat, eh? And you can really cool off. Okay, that's on Sundays you can find the Cambridge Farmers Markets at Harvard Square. That's the Charles Square Farmers Market, Charles Hotel Courtyard, 1 Bennett Street, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's every Sunday. Okay, on Monday they're right here at Central Square. That's a Central Square Farmers Market, parking lot, Bishop Allen Drive at Norfolk Street, noon to 6 p.m. And they're open until November 22nd. So you got a lot of time to benefit from fresh in-season produce, dairy products, and other things. There are even soft drinks or refreshments there. You can cool off in this heat, okay? Tuesday, that's Agassi Street, Harvard University Farmers Market, noon to 6 p.m. And that's they'll be there until June. Every Tuesday, that's Agassi's. That's and they accept the EBT and SNAP. I don't know. I heard that they're getting some trouble getting their SNAP benefits honored at these markets because the government, the state government, decides to cut back on the SNAP benefits. Whereas you could spend $5 and get $10 of produce, or etc., because of the fact that you presented a SNAP card. Okay, I don't know about that, but I'm going to look into that. Okay, on Wednesday, Kendall Square, Cambridge Center, Farmers Market, Main Street, near Kendall Market, MBTA station, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. And they'll be there every Wednesday at that time until October 26th. So like I said, it's plenty of time for you to stock up on fresh produce, especially if you're an annual canner who can vegetables and fruits, etc. every year. That's the place to get your vegetables, eh? Okay, on a Thursday, Kendall Square Farmers Market. Okay, did we go to, 15 Kendall Street, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. And they're open, they'll be there every Thursday at that time from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. until September 29th. That's pretty near Thanksgiving time, okay? Friday, Harvard Square, okay, Charles Square Markets, once again, that's a Friday, Harvard Square. We're back at Harvard Square. That's a Charles Hotel Courtyard, 1 Bennett Street, noon to 6 p.m., and they'll be open every Friday at that time, noon to 6 p.m. until November 26th, okay? Saturday, Cambridgeport, okay, they're at Cambridgeport on Saturday. Cambridgeport Farmers Market, a lot of people are off for the weekend, and that's the right place to be, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Okay, that's okay. More school Moore School parking lot. Magazine Street, Memorial Drive, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And that's Saturday, Cambridgeport, Massachusetts. Okay, I got a few other things to share with you. There's what they call a healing wall. You know what a healing wall is? Well, this is in Buffalo. Not Buffalo, Boston, down at the City Hall, right next to the City Hall. So you're invited to come out and come share a message of support for the Orlando Pulse victims and their loved ones. That's all the people who were caught up in that unnatural disaster that took place down in Orlando. There is a healing wall where you can come out and pay your respects to all those victims. Their marker, tapes, index cards are available on site for supporters to leave a message on the wall. For questions or land a healing wall Boston. That's what we call it. Orlando Healing Wall Boston at gmail.com. Once again, that's Orlando Healing Wall Boston at gmail.com. If you have any questions or comment and you'd like to come out and additional information about how you can come out and express your sympathies and condolence for the Orlando shooting victims. That's once again located at Boston City Hall. That's known as the Healing Wall, Healing and Memorial Wall for Orlando Pulse victims in Boston. Okay, that's a great thing. Obviously, do something like that here in Cambridge. Okay, right now I'd like to. Okay, we're going to skip a few things. I wanted to go into some more detail about this shooting and how the police are shooting up more public citizens than public citizens shooting up police. But I wonder, okay. I want to give you President Obama's presentation. He went down to Dallas, was that yesterday, and gave a presentation. Also, former President Bush gave a presentation. So if time permits, we're going to try to get little snippets or vignettes or whatever you want to call them of those two addresses, okay? Here we go right now. Okay, this is a President of the United States. Let's see if we can get him on here, okay? And he's talking about, he's expressing his condolence for the police that were, 4 or 5 policemen that were gunned down in Dallas. Here it is.
Good evening, everybody. I know we've been on a long flight, but given the extraordinary interest shootings that took place in Louisiana and Minnesota, I thought it'd be important for me to address all of you directly. And I want to begin by expressing my condolences for the families of Alden Sterling and Philando Castile. As I said in the statement that I posted on Facebook, we have seen tragedies like this too many times. The Justice Department, I know, has opened a civil rights investigation in Baton Rouge. The governor of Minnesota, I understand, is calling for an investigation there as well. As is my practice, given my institutional role, I can't comment on the specific facts of these cases. And I have full confidence in the Justice Department's ability to conduct a thorough and fair inquiry. But what I can say is that all of us as Americans should be troubled by these shootings, because these are not isolated incidents. They're symptomatic of a broader set of racial disparities that exist in our criminal justice system. I just want to give people a few statistics to try to put in context why emotions are so raw around these issues. According to various studies, not just one, but a wide range of studies that have been carried out over a number of years, African Americans are 30% more likely than whites to be pulled over. After being pulled over, African Americans and Hispanics are 3 times more likely to be searched. Last year, African Americans were shot by police at more than twice the rate of whites. African Americans are arrested at twice the rate of whites. African American defendants are 75% more likely to be charged with offenses carrying mandatory minimums. They receive sentences that are almost 10% longer than comparable whites arrested for the same crime. So that if you add it all up, the African American and Hispanic population, who make up only 30% of the general population, make up more than half of the incarcerated population. Now, these are facts. And when incidents like this occur, there's a big chunk of our fellow citizenry that feels as if, because of the color of their skin, they are not being treated the same. And that hurts. And that should trouble all of us. This is not just a black issue. It's not just a Hispanic issue. This is an American issue that we should all care about. All fair-minded people should be concerned. Let me just say, we have extraordinary appreciation and respect for the vast majority of police officers who put their lives on the line to protect us every single day. They've got a dangerous job. It is a tough job. And as I've said before, they have a right to go home to their families, just like anybody else on the job. There are going to be circumstances in which they've got to make split-second decisions. We understand that. But when we see data that indicates disparities in how African Americans and Latinos may be treated in various jurisdictions around the country, and it's incumbent on all of us to say, we can do better than this. We are better than this.
Okay, we're going to try to get back to the president and his address down in Dallas, Texas, which was yesterday, July 12th. But right now, I'd like to bring you up to date on some things that's going to happen right here in Cambridge in the near future, okay? So there is the Tuesday, August 25th, 2:15, 6 p.m. Sullivan Chamber, City Hall, 795 Massachusetts. I want you to come out to a public hearing on the Community Preservation Act. Yeah, that's a Community Preservation Act where three things are decided. That's historical reservation, affordable housing, and open space. Okay, so you can come out and present a proposal for an idea that you want to be addressed. So you can come out and find all about it at it's Tuesday, 25th, 2015, Tuesday, at the Cambridge City Hall. That's Sullivan Chambers City Hall, and they're located at 795 Massachusetts Avenue. And that's CPA funds may be used for affordable housing, historic preservation, and open space. Like I said, at this hearing, the CPA committee will accept public testimony on how CPA funding should be allocated for housing, open space, historic preservation for fiscal year 1600. The CPA committee will make its funding recommendations in early September. So you come on out, even if you just want to satisfy your curiosity, okay? And once again, there's a $700,000 being set aside in the city budget to improve Cambridge. That's infrastructure improvements. And once again, they want you to submit ideas on how you think that the infrastructure of Cambridge can be improved, okay? And they got $700,000 to do this, okay? So if you'd like additional information, you can contact pb.cambridgema.gov, pb.cambridgema.gov with all your questions, okay? That's the City of Cambridge Budget Office. $700,000 available for public infrastructure improvements, but it all depends on the ideas that you submit. Okay, we're going to try to get back to the president. I hope we can get a little bit of the former President Bush address to the Dallas Police Department and the Dallas public, and expressing his condolence also, okay?
And to not have it degenerate into the usual political scrum. We should be able to step back, reflect, and ask ourselves, what can we do better so that everybody feels as if they're equal under the law? Now, the good news is that there are practices we can institute that will make a difference. Last year, we put together a task force that was comprised of civil rights activists and community leaders, but also law enforcement officials, police captains, sheriffs, and they sat around a table and they looked at the data and they looked at best practices. And they came up with specific recommendations and steps that could ensure that the trust between communities and police departments will rebuilt, and incidents like this would be less likely to occur. And there's some jurisdictions out there that have adopted these recommendations, but there are a whole bunch that have not. And if anything good comes out of these tragedies, my hope is that communities around the country take a look and say, how can we implement these recommendations? And that the overwhelming majority of police officers who are doing a great job every single day and are doing their job without regard to race, that they encourage their leadership and organizations that represent them to get behind these recommendations. Because ultimately, if you can rebuild trust between communities and the police departments that serve them, that helps us solve crime problems. That will make life easier for police officers. They will have more cooperation. They will be safer. They will be more likely to come home. So it'll be good for crime fighting, and it will avert tragedy. And I'm encouraged by the fact that the majority of leadership in police departments around the country recognize this, but change has been too slow. We have to have a greater sense of urgency about this.
Thanks, Senator. I too am really pleased that President Obama and Mrs. Obama have come down to Dallas. I also want to welcome Vice President Mrs. Biden, Mr. Mayor, Chief Brown, elected officials, members of the law enforcement community. Today the nation grieves, but those of us who love Dallas and call it home have had 5 deaths in the family. Laura and I see members of law enforcement every day. We count them as our friends. And we know, like for every other American, that their courage is our protection and shield. We're proud of the men we mourn and the community that has rallied to honor them and support the wounded. Our mayor and police chief and our police department have been mighty inspirations for the rest of the nation. These slain officers were the best among us. Lauren Ahrens, beloved husband to Detective Katrina Ahrens and father of 2. Michael Kroll, caring son, brother, uncle, nephew, and friend. Michael Smith, U.S. Army veteran, devoted husband and father of 2. Brent Thompson, Marine Corps vet, recently married. Patrick Zamaripa, U.S. Navy Reserve combat veteran, proud father, and loyal Texas Rangers fan. With their deaths, we have lost so much. We are grief-stricken.
Okay, with that, that's just about in our time to present to you. So I'm Hassan Rashid. You know, always leave with the fact that you keep your nose clean, play it straight, and don't forget to assist someone in need of your help. Until next time, I leave you with the greetings of peace. And don't forget now, September, it's a backlot barbecue right here at the CCTV. I think this is the 27th anniversary of CCTV, so don't you miss that. So additional information, you can call for tickets. There's still time to get tickets for this event. So you can call 617-661-6900. And with that, I leave you with the greetings of peace.
Hatred and malice. The shock of this evil still has not faded. At times it seems like the forces pulling us apart are stronger than the forces binding us together. Argument turns too easily into animosity. Disagreement escalates too quickly into dehumanization. Too often we judge other groups by their worst examples, while judging ourselves by our best intentions. And this has strained our bonds of understanding and common purpose. But Americans, I think, have a great advantage. To renew our unity, we only need to remember our values